everyone, it's Tewty. Welcome back to Tewty Toons, where the points don't exist and no one can get world's finest. If you enjoy this video, at the end, please do me a solid and like or subscribe. Much love, guys. So, today, we're talking about the Joker, damaged goods. Mainly because the guy's getting a movie soon. I know it's not the Jared Leto Joker, and I know that the moderator Joker is going to hate me for doing this because he hates this character with a passion, like a huge passion. But the guy is currently ranked as an F-Toon character by the Raw boys. WROL. Regardless, in all honesty, I think that rating is a little unfair. But that's okay, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion. My opinion tells me he is C tier, and C tier isn't bad. It just means that he's very, very niche. So these are his abilities, right? His basic, I guess that's how you say it. There's no M in that, but whatever. This is kind of unique because he is the only other character besides Supergirl whose basic has AoE potential. I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at the list right now on a different screen, and I am trying to confirm that is correct. And I can't see anybody else, so I'm going to call it true. Anyway, he has a 50% chance to deal damage to other random enemies, right? And those other random enemies, if you take the legendary, get 3 bleeds, which is awesome. This move is his best move, and it's not fully geared because, like I said many times in the past, the rings are expensive, and I try to move on to other characters as I can. And 5% damage here and there doesn't always add up to a decent amount of damage, so I kind of leave those off. Regardless, this is a really, really good ability, right? Fantastic ability. I'm not going to kill you. Famous line from the movie, 100% chance to stun. Very rarely do you see 100% chance to stun. You see it on Killer Frost and Superboy and I think Brainiac, but I think everyone else is like a percent chance to stun or a percent chance to stun if they have so many debuffs on them. So this is a great ability for crowd control, right? The upgrade massive damage to targets below 10% health, which is basically contradicts. Oh, it's titled, the legendary point is titled Just Kidding, which is hilarious because the move is called I'm Not Gonna Kill You, but this is basically an execution move if you're below 10% health. However, it's like anyone under 10% health, I need to sneeze on them and they basically die, so it's redundant a little bit. You like, whether or not you take that upgrade, you're gonna kill them if they're at 10% health or less. Roulette. So this ability, well, I just talked about not ringing things up because of damage potential. I did it on this one specifically because that's all this ability is. It's only damage. Excuse me. And let me explain this one a little bit. Highly variable damage doesn't mean... It means that it can either hit really, 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 really hard or really, 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 really soft. And it's pretty much random, and you don't really get a choice, and that's why it's called Roulette. I wanted to experiment a little bit with this, and I'll show you in PvP whether or not whether you consider this move viable, or you just want to like leave it completely ungeared or unringed, because sometimes it does like nothing. Sometimes it does like, wow, that's a lot. The legendary point is it resets the cooldown if the target is critically hit or killed. Gangsta. This is his best passive. Like, obviously the other one's a leadership ability, but it's a passive leadership, it's whatever. Gangsta is like probably one of the better passives in the game, which is also why I'm like, he's not F tier. The only problem is that this ability, this passive, is bugged a little bit. Not because it doesn't do its job, but it doesn't do its job against evasion. Like, passives should not be able to miss, right? It should just be like, if a passive says that it's going to remove 3 buffs, then it should remove 3 buffs, no matter what those buffs are. But I constantly run into Harley Quinn, and it does not purge her buffs. Another cool thing, though, about this move is that it will target a taunter, because obviously they're taunting, and that should be the only person that you are able to attack unless you have True Sight. This move, this passive, also targets that taunter. So if you're looking at a Donna Troy, or if you're looking at a Power Girl, or whatever, that awareness taunt, or that strength up, death immunity taunt, those are all gone. Lickety split, which is really nice. And you also put 25% turn meter down at full ringed out capacity, which is why I fully ring this out, because the amount of debuffs and purging, and it's just a really overall good ability. It really is. And his leadership ability, infectious insanity. I put a point in this because I wanted to experiment with Harley Quinn Quite Vexing, who I started to gear up, and then a new month's Toons came out, and I was like, oh no, I need to start prioritizing the new Toons for Siege. So I had to fall off on her for a little bit, and I keep regretting that. She's definitely on my list to gear up as a red, but we're going to get there eventually, I hope. Hopefully, since this month there was 2 reds, Talia and Man-Bat, we won't get any reds next month. That is my hope, but we'll see. So anyway, back to the leadership ability. All allies have a 25% chance to gain a crit chance up and or an affinity power up. So it's kind of random. It's really RNG based, and 27% chance is not fully ringed out. Fully ringed, it'll be 36% chance to gain those buffs. If you put a legendary point in it, you get an additional crit up or affinity power up. So basically it's just a buff stacking move, and it doesn't enable you to start critting. You have to get a crit off before you can get the chance to get these buffs, and the chance percentage is kind of low, so I wouldn't necessarily suggest taking him as a leader, because it's gated and it is a very low percentile. So unless you're going to take someone like Deadshot Higher Gun or Quite Vexing, because they crit like nonstop, so that's pretty great. Alright, so that's his ability kit. Let's look at who we teamed him up with. This is the team I am using, probably for PvP this go around. My Atrocitus is not fully G11 yet. Still working on him. And I know he used to be meta, but he has fallen from his crystal throne, and I am now starting to love him. He enables a lot of cool things, and he really fits well with Joker, because of the fact that your AI, when your team is on defense, Joker is going to use his Roulette ability, and for the AI, since they have like better RNG, it's more than likely going to crit, which is nice, but there's also that good chance that it just kind of does poof damage and nobody cares and thinks that your Joker is ridiculously easy to kill. So I like to force him to not use Roulette on defense, which the only person who can do that is Atrocitus. You could use Ares, and Ares is good too, because you can pick who to give it to, and Joker damage goods basic attack does a lot of damage, especially with all those strength ups. Regardless, moving on, I put Ra's al Ghul on the team. Why? Because I've already talked about him. And I don't have to be vague about his abilities, because I might want to do a video on him later, because I've already done one. Also, the list of raid characters came out today, and Rage is a multiple times 5 multiplier character on that list. And a lot of people are upset about it. But so this is also kind of a display of his damage with Enrage on him. I'm kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. And then I'm putting Clayface on this team mainly because I want to stop using Donna Troy in all my videos. Donna Troy has been like in almost all of them, and mainly because she's the only Mystic turn 0 taunter, and she's really good. But I always feel the need to have a turn 0 taunter or a taunter that just is so good, like Penguin or Barda, that you don't really miss having that turn 0 taunter. Regardless, so this is my team. It doesn't really synergize quite well, mainly because it's all about damage output. And yeah, I guess that's really it. Quick note though, on my Clayface, I didn't fully ring out his taunt move, mainly because I didn't really fully ring out any of his abilities, because he's not there to deal damage, he's there to soak up damage, right? And when he came out, he was very meta, very, very meta, and I'm firmly against meta, so I left him on the sidelines. And then Wonder Girl came out, and everybody stopped using Clayface because she would destroy your team. And I was really happy about that, because now I only put so many rings in his taunt that gives him like 5 buffs, I think, or 6 buffs total. And now Wonder Girl's at 8 buffs, so it's like the perfect amount of buffs that you don't have to worry about Wonder Girl. So I kept it decent, and I'm very happy with my decision making on that. Let's go to PvP. Let's see. So I have 2 reds. I don't want the bleeds to hit, so we probably have to avoid Hal Jordan. We probably have to avoid this team. Well, not necessarily, because they're both turn 0 taunters, so if I just focus Power Girl instead of Harley Quinn, maybe our Joker's passive won't miss this time, but maybe it's also a good way of being like, oh, hey guys, Warner Brother, I know I have reported this multiple times. Oh, shnikey. No, what the heck just happened? Well, he purged off Power Girl's taunt, which is whatever, but like, bruh. Oh man, that Power Girl AoE just like destroyed my team. Mainly because Atrocitus is not G11, like I said. He's only got 1 gear on him past G10. And the upgrade event is not for another 2 days for reds. So I'm just gonna slide past that. And I hope that doesn't happen again. Let's do this one. Clayface, do your job and keep my team alive. Boom. Alright. Good. She didn't stun anybody. Alright, so that's the basic. Alright, so you can tell who got hit because Wonder Woman, Star Sapphire, and what's his face? Green Arrow all have bleeds, so he hit 3 out of the 4 people with his basic. He hit Star Sapphire, she got bleeds anyway because she was also hit by the AoE version of the ability. Ugh. Larfleeze, why? Why do you have to be such a dick? Well, I'm not necessarily trying to win, I'm trying to showcase a character and his abilities, and obviously Larfleeze is gonna wreck a red. That's why he's S tier, I believe. I need Atrocitus to get his 3 up again, because I also missed how much damage Ross did with his Enrage. Ugh. Alright, well, he's enraged now because he revived. Wonderful. Let's see what he does next turn. $3,000 damage against a DOJ. That was pitiful. Ugh. I should probably take Ross out of the team, huh? Let's do one more with him in it, just so I can... One move doesn't create a data flow, you know? One poor choice. You have to have a line of data. You can't just, like... Oh, that's it? Just 3,000? What a pussy. Yeah, he hits like a wet noodle. I get it. You don't have to be mean about it, though. I'm just gonna hit next, because with atrocities being so low, I feel like I need to have... Oh, well... That's probably too low, but... That's not the one I wanted to click on. It's got Wonder Girl, and we're gonna avoid her like the freaking plague. This one we're gonna do to feed my ego, and also because game mechanics, right? Oh, I also need to show you Roulette. Crap, I forgot. I'm so bad at this, guys. Alright. So he purged off Power Girl's taunt with that turn. And that the thing about that passive is it actually happens before you use your abilities. So you can passively take the taunt away from a character, and then that opens you up to use your abilities on whoever you want, which is amazing. But because Atrocitus was the team lead, you didn't really get that choice. So let's make a new team for Joker, so that I can display his Roulette ability. Oh, that's the wrong button. Let's go to teams. We're taking you off. Definitely taking you off. Definitely taking you off. So let's start off with Honey Bunny like that. Let's do... Who's another crit person? Croc is a crit. High crit damage. Come at him. And then we need a taunter. And guess who? Where's she at? You know who I'm going for. There she is. Downtry. Alright, we're going to use this team. Pretty much zero synergy, except for the fact that it's high crit, right? So let's go back to PvP, and let's try and find a team that I can crit easily. This is that team. I see. We're gonna have to focus down Jessica Cruz or Wonder Girl first, because of the fact that they're very hard hitters. Very, very hard hitters. Boom. Thank God. Alright, so we're gonna steal all her strength up so she can't have those. And then we're gonna try and one-shot... No, it's not gonna one-shot Jessica Cruz, but takes away her shields, which is useful. Stunner. Roulette. Let's see. So I purged some moves off of Wonder Girl. She's got some affinity resist downs, and I'm gonna Roulette right meow. Let's just watch this animation. It's kind of that psycho weird thing. Boom. 9,000. So, not a lot, right? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm just gonna try and snipe her. Boom. Dunzo. Now the problem is this woman, J. Cruz, who is crazy strong when someone dies on her team. She's gonna one-shot like everybody if I don't play this correctly. Stack some debuffs on her, because she removes them passively like Superman does, which is annoying. Let's roulette again. Let's just make this about roulette. 3,000. Okay, well that was probably about the same as Wonder Girl, because she has the affinity advantage, so that was probably low end of the spectrum. And if that's the high end of the spectrum, there's an issue here, right? So I've got affinity power-ups on my guys because somebody crit, but I didn't get those strength ups because it's an and or. It's not a guarantee for one or the other or both, which is kind of dumb, but that's Wonder Bros for you. Oh wow, I barely survived that, and I did not survive that. That's wonderful. It's wonderful to see, guys. I wanted to roulette again. As you can see, my team is like wrecking them as far as damage wise. Let's see. Watch this Batman just like destroy me. Okay. So, like I said, one fight doesn't make it a linear data line. So let's try it again. That team definitely worked out a lot better than the last one, I'll tell you that much. This one's another team that is focused on people dying. Ivy's on the team though, and if you watched my Bizarro video or one of my upcoming videos about another character that benefits off of debuffs, this would be a great matchup for both of those people. Okay, so this is crazy for Croc right now. Ivy just copied Power Girl buffs, and Power Girl gave her taunt to everybody. So I'm really curious to see if Croc just starts sniping people left and right. They all have damage immunity though, or death immunity, which is ridiculously stupid. Alright, so here's some roulette, right? Looks like he purged some turn meter and buffs from Deathstroke on his turn. Boom, 6,000. Oh, wow, maybe 9,000 is the high point. See, like I said, I don't really care much for that ability. I'm really sad that Croc just died because he was like my shoe into victory, I guess. But so be it. I guess I'll just have to murk everybody with somebody else. Okay, well, it takes out 2. And then there were 2. Captain Atom is probably, gonna die. Yep, alright. Power Girl hits very hard. Let's stun her. 100% chance to stun. Don Troy, 50% chance. So not very good. I want to hit him so that if Power Girl gets hit, she gets bleeds, and hopefully doesn't gain strength ups. Keep on getting stunned, honey bunny. She's just healing like crazy because she's Power Girl, and I hate her. She needs to die from the meta. Like, Warner Brothers, if you're listening, which I doubt it, because I'm probably not cool enough yet, please, dear God, create a counter to people like Wonder Girl and people like Power Girl. That's all I ask from you. That's all I ask from you. Okay. Alright, so now that we've got 2 fights in, we now know that Roulette is garbage. Focus on your stun. Focus on your basic. Spread those bleeds to everybody. Taunt, or not taunt. Stun everybody. Oh, I guess I need an energy point. Okay, this seems like an interesting team. It's blue heavy. Flash is a thing, but I'm gonna take out Captain Atom and just put in like Freddy. Freddy might be able to prevent Flash from getting speed ups with buff immunity, but we'll see. Freddy also hits really hard with his 3. Heal immunity, well, that's not terrible. So he did crit and he got some affinity attack up. Affinity power up. 3 turns. That's pretty useful. Not gonna lie. I really don't want Siren to go crazy. Oh god, Flash. Why, Flash? You jerk. Croc smacks. Freddy's probably gonna die to Siren, unless Croc can kill her. I think those bleeds should be enough. Okay, good. Let's see if Croc can pull this off. Got them bleeds going. Yeah, he's got this. Alright. Well, anyway, if you guys find out better synergies, obviously this Joker needs a rework. His stats are pretty low. If he gets that statistic boost, or stat boost, or whatever you want to call it, and his Roulette actually is capable of doing some massive damage, that could be incredible. His basic is good. It does spread bleeds. It does deal damage. His 2 is good. 100% chance to stun. Deals damage. Pretty significant. The main thing you bring him for is that passive. If you really like the character, which I don't mind him. I thought, unpopular opinion, but I didn't dislike the Joker from Suicide Squad. I really didn't. And then I guess that's probably it. His you get the affinity power up from his leadership, which nobody else has, I don't think. I think maybe one other person has that. And it's a very rare buff to find, and it can help you kill people that have that affinity advantage against you, which is really cool in my opinion. However, like I said, it's gated and it has a low proc rate. So if you're not into that, I get it. They definitely need to revamp it. Hopefully he does get that rework next month with that Joker movie coming out. And I think that's it. So thanks, guys. Oh, I actually just thought of something. Dr. Poison could be a pretty good synergy with him with all the bleed potential that his basic has. Just throwing that out there. I don't have her geared yet, so I won't know. She's on the list, though, just so you know. And I think I'm going to call it. Thanks, guys.